King Kiba, boys a Kasa, but they dig flavor. Yeah. Eba, King Kiba, boys a Kasa, but they dig flavor. Yeah.
Hello, lovely people. Welcome to today's edition of Voice Kasa on Content, People, and Places. Today, there's a bit of a twist on the show. We don't have the regular boys. Today, we have in our midst a lady. And the topic for discussion today is gayism and lesbianism, its effects on our culture. But before then, we are proudly sponsored by Sankey's Restaurant inside Jubilee Mall, and then Pretty Lady Clothing Line, and TJ Films. Let's get straight to business. Gentlemen and lady, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please mention your name.
Okay.
Or should I go first? Okay.
Okay.
My name is Ohema.
Okay. So, Ohema, what do you do?
I'm a fashion designer.
I go by the name Nana Danso. So I'm a businessman.
Businessman.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of business do you do?
I do business.
Do business,
So
just business.
So see me at the backstage. I'll give you detail about my business that I do.
All right. So, gayism and lesbianism, its effects on our culture. But first of all, I'd like us to know what culture we are talking about. What is this culture we are talking about?
So I think basically when you talk about culture, it's the way we live.
Okay.
So every area have its own way that they live. So when you talk about the Western side, they have their own way that they live. When it comes to Africa, we have our own way that we live. So basically, culture entails about the way that we live. So things that when you were born, things that you were told, things that you live with, things that you grow with, basically is how culture is.
Okay. As Nana said, we have the Western culture and we have the African culture too. Okay, so in our African culture, we believe a lady and the man has to get married and reproduce, right? And the Western culture, I wouldn't say they say otherwise, but with that culture is way different from ours. If we must say, or if we might still, because when you come to African culture, you can't talk to your parents in some certain way. You can't shout at your parents, you can't do that. But I think with the Western culture, you can shout at your mother, you can call the police, even
Come arrest your parents.
good on your parents. But in Africa, you get it. You can't do that to an African mother or father.
So if I get what you are saying, basically it has to do with our value system.
Yes, respect our
Value system.
Yes,
That's the culture we are referring
yes,
to over here.
yes.
All right. Then, gayism, lesbianism. What is this?
Gayism and lesbianism.
So if someone is gay, what does that mean?
Okay, the little knowledge I know about being a lesbian or a gay or bisexual or anything. Okay, what I know, a lesbian is me as a female being attractive or being attracted to my fellow lady instead of the male or my opposite sex. I'm attracted to a lady, so I go in for the lady. We do that stuff. And gayism too is also the other way round. A guy liking a guy or a guy loving a guy and everything on all that. That's what I know about gayism and lesbianism.
Okay. Now, so let me come to you. Just by looking at a person, are you able to tell whether the person is gay or lesbian?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of features that when somebody started to practice that act, you see. Because when you develop an attitude, when you develop something, as time goes on, like that thing becomes you. So if somebody is a gay or a lesbian, with time, the way the person will act, the way the person will do his thing.
I wouldn't really agree with you because he asked, would you notice the person being gay? And he said yes.
Just by looking at the person?
No, I wouldn't say yes because someone might be born with female features.
Oh, but
You have the female hormones.
with them, I mean,
with a guy to the guy has.
with them about 90%. I mean, end up.
They are tagged that way, but the person might not
With
be
them
that.
about 90% end up. I mean,
So
in
if a
that.
guy has more of a
Female
feminine hormone,
feature.
because
Yes.
because the
It
reason why
makes-
I'm saying is that with those people, I mean, the society rejects them. So I mean, those people will be attracted by those.
Our culture rejects them.
not
Yeah.
Yes.
So those people will be attracted by those people who are into that art. So I mean, it's easy to convince such person to be a gay or a lesbian because already the person has that features. So Charlie only boss no. Ebefa.
All right, let me chip in this. I went to SHS. I went to a girls' school, and I would say I saw those things. A lesbian. I saw some with my me who be.
in back at secondary school.
Yes, I don't want to mention the
don't
secondary
have to.
school. Yes, I saw somewhere in my class, and I know how they relate or they go about things. Because I had one friend, when it's on Thursday, she will never give you money. I don't know why, but if you ask her anything, she will never give it to you because she says she doesn't want to draw you into it. So I don't know whether the lesbianism is spiritual or it's physical or you were introduced into it.
So, I'll be coming to that. But
Okay.
do you think it's a choice? Is it a choice or are people born with it?
Oh no! I mean, most of the conditions, most of them end up being this thing because of their condition. Because I mean, those people they control a lot of wealth, and I mean, we are here cash. So if they convince you, for you end up
So
being
they,
part
they,
of
they
the.
lure them with money. That's what you are trying to say.
Oh yeah, they control a lot of things because when you look at the world right now, I mean, a lot of those people who are into this art, they are controlling the system. They have
So they have
politics.
money. That's what you want to
Yeah.
say. Come and see someone in I don't want to mention. Come and see some people.
Oh.
They are broke. They don't have money.
those-
Not all of them.
Those people, no, I mean, it's like
So do they do it for fun or the pleasure of
those
it?
people is like a man who is a humanizer. I mean, you have other people that give him or her something, and other people to that
So
do for free.
then let me ask you: do you have a friend who is like that?
Or maybe basically I hate that. So be I don't.
How would
I
you
don't
know,
if
Nana?
that-
How
that
would
is-
you know this your friend is one, but he doesn't portray the female
yes.
hormones and everything?
That's what
How
I'm
would
saying.
you know?
Even Bible says by their fruits you know them.
Oh.
So by what they will do and by their art and other things, you know that this person.
In our circle, you can have a friend or you can have a relative who is one, but you will never know.
Or me, if I see a guy or a male, a female who is into that, I mean, I can identify the person. So I'm not even
Hey,
get
that's
closer
what-
to you.
Don't you think by doing that you are, prejudging the person or something?
I'm not judging you, but I mean,
Probably the person
What-
might not be that. It's just that some features or one feature might be dominant over the other, and that's
Oh.
why I see it that way.
you know what? When you see the person, you can't judge the person, but I mean, you can study the person to know if truly, because I mean, whoever is into that, there are people around him or her that I mean, the person is proposing to them one way or the other. I mean, they act and other things. So you yourself, you can study the person to understand.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
So let's look at-
especially the men who are into gay. I mean, when you see them, the way they will talk, the way they will walk. I mean, Charlie Obonse. When you see a fellow man, the way you come and hate you as
Nana,
if.
as one
That-
approach you
that's
before,
exactly
the way
what I wanted
the
to
way
ask.
Nana is talking, I see someone has
Me, if you approach me, cry now. What I'll tell you,
you will never like it.
because Charlie, I mean, those things is something that is not for me. It's not good.
So, per what I'm gathering, so it's a Western kind of culture.
Oh yeah.
All right. So why do you think the whites are still, or they still want to shove this? On us. They are forcing us to accept it.
I think they legalize the law. I don't know if you've heard of it. They legalize the law that gayism, lesbianism, bisexual, transgender, and everything.
Yeah.
They have a bill for them, or they have something. They have a
Even
law
in Ghana,
there.
in
Yes,
this
in
country.
Ghana.
Yes.
Yes.
The sexual rights, something. Yes, I've heard of that.
But they've not legalized it yet.
They've not. But what
it's
I'm
still
asking
in
is, why do you
parliament.
think they are shoving it on us? They are.
You know. I mean, typical black man, African. we always go in to beg them for something. And this is other means that for me, I feel that this is the other means that they want to use to reduce that, because I mean, if
To reduce the
we,
population? Or,
yeah,
okay.
because if you are not giving birth, or if you are into this art, I mean, there's nothing will come into your mind that Charlie, go and give birth for you to be.
But they adopt.
They adopt. I mean, so they adopt the
And
people.
the ladies too, I think they do insemination and all
yeah,
that.
it's artificial insemination.
Yes.
That's artificial. I'm talking about natural stuff.
Okay.
I mean, they don't want you to get the feeling for the natural things.
So is that the reason why they are doing that?
And basically, I mean, they want to pump a lot of resource to us so that once, I mean, you are begging somebody, whatever thing that he tells you or he proposes to you, you can't reject it.
Okay.
Not to cut you, but we will take a quick breather. We'll be right back.
Sankey's restaurant, our tech inside Dubrimo, Bahama, Modiani, nice, smoothly, humbly, fleshly. You love it. I'll be to what you.
Hello, welcome from this short break. So I still have my guests here with me, and we are going to continue with the discussions. So, Ohima, let me come to you.
Okay.
So let's delve into the effect on our culture.
Okay.
Do you think it is having some effect on our culture?
It is. It is, because being a lesbian, why would you be a lesbian? Why would you be a gay? If your parents were not that, they wouldn't be here or so why would you be a lesbian or why would you be a gay? And I don't know.
Someone said giving birth is a choice, so probably the person doesn't want to give birth.
I'm not saying not everybody came to this earth to give birth. Yes, I accept that. But at least, don't be a lesbian. Don't be a gay. Don't be bisexual. Don't be all those things, because our society frowns on that. We look down on people like that, especially when you are going for a job interviews, when you are going to buy something, even in churches, that they are saying we should accept everybody. They do discriminate. If they know, yes, if they know you are this or you are that, they do discriminate. I tell you, because seeing someone, as Nana would say, if I see someone being a gay or being a lesbian, I would know. A lesbian, I wouldn't really know, but a gay, some features or some looks or the way the person acts will make me know that the person is gay.
So, Nana, if what a grown-up, decides to do in his closet or in his bedroom, why should that be a problem?
It's a problem.
So, as you answer it, you
it's a problem because, Chairman, everybody was born into a family. Mm-hmm. And in Africa here, everybody have a tribe, a clan, a whole lot of things. So, every society have his own way that these people are living. So when you want to do this thing inside your closet, first of all, you are tarnishing the image of your family, because within the society that you live in, it says, hey, Asumasibe, he's into this, he's into that. So your mom, your dad, and your family, when even they are walking around, people will be pointing fingers on them. So doing this thing, you think that you are doing it.
But you know, some parents in Africa are now accepting the fact that their wards or their children are gays and lesbians.
Because I call all these things as a brainwash. Because gradually, whoever introduced this gay and lesbian and other stuff, mm-hmm. he introduced this thing to you for you to look down upon yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in the society that you are from, you don't believe in the culture that your great people suffered for you to come and have a feel of it.
We were saying culture being good chop,
you know, good chop, but culture always
and
guide you. It guides you, whatever thing that's why it's a saying that whatever thing that you are doing, you still trust on him in the church. So the culture will always guide you that actually this thing, as a typical maybe Asante man, I shouldn't do this. As a typical Buterian, I shouldn't, because my background that I'm coming from. Because I love this saying from Bob Marley. Say, if you don't know your past, you don't know your future. Because you have to always know where you are coming from before
know where you're going.
That's why every person, the experiences that you have in life is as a result of whatever thing that you've passed through.
Okay.
Because if you don't pass through those things, you can't tell somebody about it.
So what do you make of the argument or the fact that people want to situate this discussion? In terms of human rights, it's a right. It's a right. What do you make of that one as well? Where people want to justify the fact that
somebody will tell you that. So if you feel that this is your right, it's something that somebody don't like. So though everybody have his own right to do whatever thing but your right have a limit. So something that
you think being a gay, you are crossing your limit of right or something.
No, you are not crossing that, but you are crossing the limits with the people, because the moral right around the people that goes, see, we all, that's how I earlier said that we all coming from a particular family and a home. And we all grew up a particular way. So if you think that you are doing this thing as your right, what about the people that take good care of you when you were growing up? The people that nurtured you and other things.
When you
and the funny part is, I wouldn't cut, but the funny part is, those lesbians and gay, do you know that when they stop those acts and they come and tell you the insight of how or what they do and what effects it has caused them and what they are going through right now, you'll be amazed and be marveled. Because most of them, let me say the gay, are wearing pampers, they are on drugs. And if you can't afford those drugs, what would you do? Eventually, you will die.
So then that reminds me of your earlier comment. Do you think it's something spiritual? So if you suffer all these things, but people are still willing to engage in those
I
things,
believe some is spiritual. I believe some too. People introduce people to it. Okay. People do introduce for money. Okay, let me take it for example. If I come to you, if you're a lady and I come to you and I need help and you're a lesbian and you find me attractive, for you to give me what I want, I have to give in to you. Okay. I also have to accept what the terms and conditions you are giving to me. So if I look at my situation at the moment, I also accept. Lose or gain, what will I lose? That's what they will say. They will give in.
Then to chip inside, I feel that all those acts have spiritual implications. But when you enter into it, that's the thing. It's like when you have a normal sex with somebody, that person, you've introduced that person to your spirit like a soulmate. So once you...
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Even with a male and a female, your souls tie, they join. So
yeah. So once you somebody introduces you into that business, and you immediately you jump on board on that business, meaning the spirituality have taken place. And if you don't take care, it will drag you into the thing for years. Because a lot of people that when you listen to their testimonies and other things, as a result of people introducing them, it was very difficult for them to stop that act, because something is holding the whole thing that they are doing. So for me, don't even jump on board for you
think
to.
is what they get from it. That is what is keeping them inside.
Yes. I chanced upon one video on TikTok. Right. There's this guy, Obekan story Chirobi. This guy is a gay. He wants to stop. And he went to church to seek the pastor's help, for the pastor to pray for him. Okay, so the pastor saw him. They didn't want him to enter, but the pastor saw him, was like, no worry, I'll help you. I'll pray for you. And the pastor gave him money to go and buy clothes, food, and everything. And the pastor told him, I'll take you on this trip. I'm going for a crusade. I'll go with you, so that we'll do the deliverance there and everything. Went to the hotel. the pastor went to the same room with the person. The pastor went to the same room with the person in the evening that they are taking their bath lying on. Then he asked the pastor, why am I in the same room? He said, oh, I mean, we are all male, so there's nothing wrong with it. So in the same room, the pastor started touching the guy. Into Nipana Wakon for salvation. Good. The person is into that. Right there, no, in the evening. And the pastor told the guy, say, even my wife doesn't have these boobs or this ass that you have.
The wife doesn't.
Yes, meaning the guy is even endowed.
Is the wife a male?
I tell you. So the people we are going for help, or the people we are going to them for salvation and help, most of them are gays. We don't know. How would you know?
I mean, what she's saying is very true. I mean,
So we have big men in society who are
yeah.
into, okay.
I mean, and they are behind whatever. That's why
behind pushing the agenda.
That's why even when the parliament want to pass the bills, I mean, they are not supporting the agenda, because when they support the agenda, it's going to go against them.
Affect them.
So majority of the prominent people in this society that we are living right now, I mean, majority of them.
Gay need my broken heart to that. Lesbian need my broken heart to that.
Almost someone my broken heart. Right?
Be there.
Hey.
Be there and think they don't.
So you see a man crying over a man just because
I tell you.
With this, it's addiction. So that addiction is not easy. Okay. So with this, with their broken heart, they're challenged to me.
Okay, so do you think, sir? Do you think there will be a time when finally you would come to embrace it? That it has come to stay, whether we like it or not, we'd have to embrace it.
But for me, the way the generation is going, but we are praying that this thing shouldn't happen, because if they pass it as a law, I mean, like if they pass it in parliament, that one can be something, a written document. But as it stands now, all the politicians, they are afraid to pass this bill.
Have they not passed that bill?
They've not passed it yet.
The one Sam George was championing.
No, Sam George is championing, but they've not passed the bill yet.
Okay.
It's something that is on the table.
So it's in the pipeline.
So once they pass it, I mean, it can't be possible. But once it's hanging, I mean, their generation, the way things are, because the generation that we are living now, majority of especially the youth, starting from the SHS, I mean, the institutions, majority of them.
So now let me ask you this: things. If you give birth and you realize your son, let me finish it. Because it's not easy to see.
Because see. This thing, there's no feelings inside.
Are you sure? Go and ask them.
No, ask them. Yes.
Go and ask them.
They will not be doing it.
Feelings as compared to the other one.
They will tell you.
Come on now.
That one, metana.
Oh, just say there's nothing inside.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
Go and ask them. They will tell you the feeling.
Oh, there's no feeling inside.
Oh, Nana. I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
It's like a man masturbating, feeling beneficial.
Nana. Then why are they doing it in the first place?
They are doing it because probably somebody have introduced them, and I mean, just a madness.
So I asked this question because you see, some of the African countries, I mean, they've started, I mean, enacting laws to, I mean, forbid or ban gayism and lesbianism, right?
So why is Ghana not agreeing to it?
So I think, I mean, it's
because of the Western, Western world don't want us to be free. Right now, Ghana, we are having freedom, but mentally we are not free. So the Western world, that's why U.S. Vice President, she came to Africa. I mean, she moved to South Africa. That was the agenda. She wanted to push this agenda on us.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought she came
we thought that she's in to visit us, to help us to build our economy. Charlie, they came with agenda.
They even promised some amount of money. I don't know if that money. So it was an agenda, right?
Agenda.
Okay, so let me take
so if you can't take care of yourself, I mean, it's okay. Team can match or cap how to drive.
How to drive, yeah.
Until if you can't take care of yourself, somebody will come in to tell you, Charlie, this is how it's supposed to be. So they'll come, they'll just push, give you money. That's how they actually.
Because, and you see, of late they started introducing these cartoons that the children watch. You know, they've started, I mean, featuring those
even
kind
the
of
movies.
Content. Yes.
Even the movies. Now movies has lesbians and gays movies.
So you find at least some amount of that content in it.
Yeah.
Right. So
and tell, I mean, even America itself, most of the states have not even agreed with this.
Yes, that's true.
And they are pushing it on us.
That's true. But
If they are not agreeing, why are they supporting those movies with Netflix? If you go to Netflix, why are they supporting the
So
gayism and the this thing movies
They
there?
are pushing it
So-
onto you guys.
yeah, so in recent movies, almost anyone that you chance upon, you find that content in it, at least some amount of that content in it, right? And that's why I was asking whether you think a time will come where it will be normalized, right? Now
Me,
that
I don't think we will accept. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
no,
That's why those people doing it, they are doing it in secret. You get it? They can't come out. When will be Abeka say I am gay? Have you seen someone?
probably because of people like Nana also.
Of course, they can come clear. They can come clean and tell you, like I can tell you, I am into men. I can't come clean when I'm a lesbian to tell you I'm a lesbian. No.
See,
The reason why they can't come clear because right now, I mean, society frowns at it. But if they pass a new law that they are going to legalize,
Hey, hooray.
that's where I mean they'll come out. So that didn't come to Umbo because society, you know, you have a lot of people. So that's why I'm saying that we are praying that these our parliamentarians, I mean, will not do anything that will.
at least.
Yeah, because it is an indictment on our culture. Because Africa, we know us by our chieftaincy and other things. And these things, our chieftaincy, this thing frowns at those acts. Because growing up, you should say, Charlie, I mean, you have a question there, you have this, and all this thing portraying our culture. And growing up, you see that if a young lady is maybe 12, 13 years, you better grow bracket to officially introduce you to the word that I mean. So all these things were there to protect them from this lesbianism. And so we are praying that this thing will not be a law. If they pass it, they actually as they compare Uzbekistan, baby,
Okay, so what do you think? What should be the way now? What do you think we should do? What should we do as a country? What should we
Okay,
do?
let me say everything. Charity begins at home, right? So what we need to do, or I think it should begin in the house or in our homes, in our various homes. If you see your daughter with this, especially, I think those things really, really happens when you go to SHS.
Okay.
Good. So you should put a critical eye on your ward when your ward goes to school. Charity begins at home. So as a parent, you should know your wards, what the person is or your child is doing in SHS. Because that's how we have visiting hours and everything. When you go to the school, you should talk to the teachers there, the dormitory prefects, the house mistress, the house masters, and everything to know what your child has been doing
How many
in school.
parents would have the time to do?
You should have the person is your
going for a
child.
visit, and you definitely go for the visit, but
Yes.
to go and talk to the prefect, the house master, and all those things.
I'm not saying talk to everybody at once, but once in a while, you should do that checkup because it's not easy to train a child in school to get to SHS. Then your wife will come home and you as a lady, you will not see any male friend visiting her, but only females.
She attends
I attended girls' school. I attended girls' school.
Is it not normal? Will it not be normal if
That's
female
what the
friends are
parents would think, that it's a normal thing for a lady to come and visit her. But if you take a critical look at your girl, you know that there is something happening.
visiting? No, not so.
And I mean, the generation that we are inside, parents are not taking, good care of their wards because we don't even engage our wards to understand. Because gone are the days that we're living in compound houses and other things. Charlie offer creativity.
That's true.
But as it stands now,
There are nuclear setting now more.
so those things is having a lot of effects on us. That's another way the Western word they use though. They came and say, Charlie, settle with your wife and other things so that you'll be there alone. When you are there, it's you and your parents. Because those days, you can even confront your uncle to tell him or her, or like your uncle and your other family.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
There are some
understand you.
cool uncles that will ask you those
all right.
kind
So
of questions.
another answer. I'll not ask you this, but I'll ask him because I know your answer already.
So I'm coming.
I know. I know your answer already.
So parents of today and we the youth who are coming up, we have to explain certain things to our wards. Let them understand that this is the effect. If the chance on this is the effect.
I'll come back for you to make your final submission, but I
Okay.
want to ask
right.
Ohima. Ohima, what will you do if you see or you find out your ward?
Don't tell me that.
What will you do? I just want to.
Don't tell me that. Nana does this obey to know.
Then I'll be.
See the way I'm laughing. It's not easy as a woman. Go to the emergency room, push, then you come out, go up and tell me you're a lesbian, you're a gay. Oh, you're okay.
So what will you do?
Incredible. No one yet.
So guys, let me take your final submission.
I think on that one,
Yeah.
I mean, we can still draw close to
your words,
yes.
yes.
And I mean,
But it's not easy.
So I know the shooting. It was a lighter note. I understand that one, but
shooting the one you do the
lighter note. And you know, final submission.
But
Let
I
me
mean,
take your
draw
final submission.
close to your word, and I mean, understand her or him or her very well. Why he has decided to be on this. I mean, he has decided to be gay or lesbian, so that you can advise him or her very well. Get closer. I mean, take him or her as your
A friend.
as your
A
doormat.
confidant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that I mean, because it's your kid. And I mean, nobody can train your kid more than you yourself who bring
that's I mean,
Yeah.
I understood. Ohima, what will be your final take?
My final take, as Nana said, draw closer to your words. I will ensure, I will say we should, as Nana was saying, get closer to your word. I think we should adapt to this culture. The Western people, they are closer to their kids. Not with the fact that most don't respect their, or they can call police on them, but we can adapt the fact that you go closer to your words, you make them your friend, you don't let them be afraid of you, but give you the respect as a dad. Because me, I can call my dad at any time and tell him anything because I'm closer to my dad. Yes, so you call your dad or you call your mom. Let that connection be there with your parents. But African parents, you can't do that.
Okay. Viewers, this is where we draw the curtain on today's Boys Kasa edition. We are proudly sponsored by Sankey's Restaurant inside KNUST Jubilee Mall, Pretty Lady Clothing Line, and TJ Films. See you some other time.